Yeah. Let's go. Pull up.
Woo! Here we go. What up, YouTube? I'm back on the channel with another reaction. I uploaded a reaction recently. Actually, I uploaded a baby metal reaction, but I'm currently fighting a copyright strike, which should be okay in a few days, probably, because I've beaten every single copyright strike that I've encountered. But until then, my video is literally blocked and it's gonna be down for a while until YouTube gets back to me. So that has been the reason as to why you haven't seen constant reactions. On top of that, me making money. So we're just gonna get back to the reactions. Today we're gonna be doing a hockey reaction. Listen, I've always admired Wayne Gretzky, not because I know hockey, but just because of the law and everything he's been able to accomplish and everything you hear and everything you read about, in terms of when you read about him, when you check out his stats, when you just check out the mere name, the Great One, bro, has always attracted my interest from the time I was a young child. Even though I didn't watch hockey, or even I only had access to watching hockey second half of high school, when we had money and we got satellite TV and shit, and we had ESPN and everything, and I could watch all of that. That was the only Super Bowl I ever watched. I watched the Super Bowl for the first time then. But I don't know anything about hockey, and I never really paid that much attention. I think I mostly got into what I am obsessed with now, which is MMA and UFC and shit. Basically the martial arts world. But I've always admired Wayne Gretzky just off of all those accomplishments and the name and the legacy he was able to build up for himself. So to see someone named CONOR McDavid, where my YouTube has been suggesting him a lot and stuff, and you see interviews with him and Wayne, and they're talking about the various ways and legacies that they have to follow, leave behind, and the pressures and all of that. It's sort of a moment of watching Messi talking to Pele, and talking about the different pressures, where Pele was once king and now Messi is king, and we're not talking about just the king, undisputed, because these guys in soccer, they were in their own times undisputed. Even in soccer, no matter how much people say Cristiano, it's been undisputed that Messi is just, he's not human. So for me to find even another video which has been suggested to me, which is CONOR McDavid is the best NHL hockey player, and it isn't close, ... Here's why, by Hockey Psychology, I felt I need to do a reaction to it and see why CONOR McDavid beats Wayne Gretzky, considering all the stuff that I saw in the other Wayne Gretzky reaction and all the stuff that I read. So without further ado, let's get to this reaction.
CONOR McDavid is the most skilled hockey player in the world, but that's not what makes him the best. McDavid can do everything. He's got a deceiving wrist shot, incredibly fast hands, big build at 6'1" to protect the puck, and of course, he's one of the fastest skaters in the world. But more on that later in the video. These are all tangible skills that place CONOR McDavid at the top of the game. But what truly separates CONOR McDavid is his ability to process information far faster than anyone in the game. He does this in two ways: timing and awareness. This is how the face of the NHL dominates the game. To understand the brilliance of CONOR McDavid, we can look at just this one play against the Tampa Bay Lightning. When you have as much speed as CONOR McDavid, you can actually skate yourself into trouble if you don't know what to do with it. That's why the timing in which he uses his speed is everything. When watching McDavid skate or wind up a play, it's like watching art. Everything is calculated, precise, and lightning fast. The timing of his speed is arguably more important than the frequency of his speed. Let's look at how this is all shown in one goal against the Tampa Bay Lightning. There's a loose puck in the neutral zone in McDavid's season opening. However, if he darts for this puck at full speed, he would probably mistime this play. But as Yamamoto gains possession, McDavid glides for a brief second to wait for Yamamoto to suck in the checker and properly open up some space. The timing which McDavid picks up this puck is now perfect. Next is awareness. This is done by several visual scans before he even touches the puck to understand the way the play is developing. McDavid has his head up and takes a quick mental note as to where the pressure is and the direction and where it's coming from. When he picks up this puck, he's aware that Cirelli will lunge to make a play. That's why his first touch is to instantly shift the puck to his backhand to evade Cirelli entirely. Now, by the time McDavid picks up this puck, he's probably already made a visual note that Hedman was standing still. That probably has McDavid drooling at the mouth to get this puck with speed, and he can catch him trying to transition to skate backwards. This is when Connor McDavid fully decides to go berserk with his speed. He times it perfectly and he leaves Victor Hedman in the dust. Timing and awareness at a speed that we've never ever seen before. The time McDavid starts processing all this to the time of when the goal is scored is actually a grand total of 6 seconds in real time. He thinks the game faster than anyone. The amazing part of all this is that if you ask McDavid or any NHL player what they saw in a certain highlight play, they will just give you the standard answer or something like this.
He was jumping, so I thought maybe give him a chance to make it an odd man rush, maybe 2-on-1, and then just try to make a play.
That's because these players are processing things so quickly in their mind that they can't even explain it. For them, especially Connor McDavid, it's second nature. It's like breathing for them. When you watch other goals by McDavid, you begin to see just how much he pre-scans the play with his eyes or head to retain information. Even with his famous 1-on-4 goal against the New York Rangers last year, you can see how he constantly uses scans to build awareness and time his next move. Other NHL players can do this too, just no one can do this at the speed of Connor McDavid. Even in one-on-one situations, McDavid is beating you with his awareness and timing. So many people say, just take the body. But when you play McDavid, he simply doesn't let you. He's too fast and he's too smart. If you play the body, McDavid loves just placing the puck in between the defender's feet and use a combination of head and body fakes to bait the defender out of his way. He's literally playing the body in offensive situations, all at top speed. That is next level awareness. Now, of course, he can beat guys flat out with his speed, but in the NHL, defensemen and teams design entire game plans to slow you down. So McDavid uses his timing and awareness to make his speed an even deadlier weapon. Take these two identical goals. Same move, same defenseman, same celly even, different years. In the first goal, Edler respects the outside drive a bit more and gets burned to the inside. In the second clip, Edler covers the middle more, but because McDavid has built up so much speed, he's forced to pivot to protect the outside. McDavid uses this as leverage to perfectly time a cut to the middle on both plays. He's aware of the threat he creates with his speed on the outside, and he uses it as leverage to create a better scoring chance. What about if you're a goalie? Well, when McDavid inevitably beats a defender wide and drives the net, he literally has a glitch goal. It's not a revolutionary move by any means. It's a simple chip shot to the short side once he gets the goalie moving. Something NHL players have the skill to do, but very few have the timing and awareness to make it as automatic as Connor McDavid. Aware that his speed will force goaltenders to move laterally post to post to cover the full net drive, McDavid perfectly times a cheeky chip shot short side as soon as the goalie drops and begins his push to the far post. It's honestly not even fair. This is what you get when you combine generational talent with elite hockey IQ. So while he may be the most skilled player in the game, what makes him the best player on the planet is how and when he uses his skill. He just became the 6th fastest player to hit 700 points, and at 25, he's only just getting. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I want to know what you think in the comments down below. Do you believe when it's all said and done that Connor McDavid will be considered the best hockey player to ever play the game? Make sure you leave your comments down below to be featured in next week's video. Last week's featured comment on our Kill Makar video from XMZ Killer, and he says that the scary thing is Makar is...
Okay. Oh. Okay. I've already helped him advertise his shit and whatnot. Hockey Psychology. Go check them out. I don't need to go further on because now he's getting into the thing of his community and stuff, and this is my reaction dedicated to this, right? I'm getting messages. I need to wrap this up. What can I say about this? I sort of understand from my limited knowledge of hockey. I get what they're trying to say, like, because every time I read about Wayne Gretzky, they talk about a couple of attributes that could help him, but one thing they say is he was very disadvantaged, but like with his height and like his body structure and everything, but his hockey IQ was out of this world. It was just like he was a genius. Like he was, you know what I'm saying? So that's how he was able to do what he did and be how great he was, which even makes me think, honestly speaking, Wayne Gretzky is still like, even if Conor McDavid by the end of his career still beats him. Again, I don't know anything about hockey. Wayne Gretzky is still damn impressive considering he didn't have these physical attributes and whatnot that Conor McDavid had. That's one. But please educate me below further on this, just like you guys, you've been educating me on the Jordan thing, right? Like you guys have been leaving a lot of comments under the ultimate mixtape reaction, and I love that. More messages. I'm getting more messages. And two, what can I say about Conor McDavid in terms of generational talent? Only way I can say I understand it is I hate being one of those people that like they use their own life and start telling you like a long life story and stuff. You know when they should be talking about the exact topic, but I'm gonna make it fast and sweet and try not to be like prideful and egotistical. But it's the only way I understand it, in which like me personally, my talents, the only talents that I have that I actually think in the way that they describing Conor McDavid thinks and naturally does things, is rapping and music. You know, it just comes like as in second nature to me. It was a raw talent when I was at a young age, but I was always like 10 steps ahead of everyone around me in terms of it. And as I kept on going in life, I kept on growing in like that and in creating and all of that, to the extent that I cultivated it and nurtured it despite being under resourced. And in the end, it became like my mind just works in a certain way that people that I work with or people that I've stepped into the studio with, even my friends, the ones who make music, etc., they don't think the way I think and all of that, because some things, it's not just doing it as per like that song, or that song did it that way, so we're gonna do it that way, or this song did it this way, or 1 2 3 4 5. It's all about second nature and what you feel inside, what you just see and what you just know. You know, sometimes melodies will play in your head. Literally have written a lot of my melodies off of like playing violin melodies in my head. You know, just composing violin melodies in my head, and then I'll put it on the violin on the software, and I'll literally write and compose it on the software violin, and then I'll translate it to whatever instrument is better. Like one of my songs called Rage Bros and stuff like that, I did it with an old friend back in the day. I literally composed that entire like distorted sub bass off of a violin, and I've never played violin before. And literally, I've composed violin melodies, I've composed like keyboard melodies, etc. It has to come second nature. A lot of my friends do make music and stuff, but a lot of them have to outsource. A lot of them have to download pre-made melodies, pre-made loops, and all of that. A lot of them never cultivated their talents or even had the talent to begin with. And I always thank God every day that I actually have something that I can push and work with. And I pray to God that it works out. So that's the only way I truly understand it. Leave your likes and comments below, reactions, suggestions, whatever. Have fun, be respectful, and God bless you guys. Have a good day. Hopefully Israel and Palestine sort their shit out, bro. I just had to say that. Goodbye.
Yeah, my click woke, and my wrist froze, and that bitch cold. Yeah, that snitch told. Let that grip hold, let that stick fold. Stand a big pole, let the tops roll.